Hello, welcome to our relationship series, and nice to have you there with us. We run on the podcast and also we run on the drb.com website. Today we're starting a series on friendship. The Bible says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 24, a man who has friends must himself be friendly. A man who has friends must himself be friendly. And we ask ourselves, what does it take to have friends? I'm going to go through 6 levels of friendships that I want you to really understand why friendship does not work. The first time you meet somebody, the person is just an acquaintance. You've only met the person for the first time, either in a bus, on a train, even on a flight, and you just introduce yourselves. You don't really get to know the person. The person is just an acquaintance. If you meet the person again, which is very rare, it's 1 out of 50 people you meet for the first time that you get to meet again. Sometimes you never get to meet the person again. You get to meet people again if the process of meeting them is predictable, and maybe like you met someone at a gate while dropping your child in school. Because your son and that person's child is in the same school, there is a possibility that you'll be dropping your children almost at the same time, and you get to meet yourself at the school gates, yourselves at the school gate. At other times, it may be that you go and buy newspapers with a vendor down the street, or you go to a local supermarket to buy things. You may tend to meet the person more often than not. But if you find somebody in a public transport, going to another town for the first time, you will never have reason to meet the person again in your lifetime. That period, brief as it may look, that you met the person for the first time, you have only developed what is known as an acquaintance. An acquaintance is somebody you meet and you don't really get to know, you don't need to know the person very deeply. You just get to meet the person, you chat with the person, you even exchange telephone numbers, complimentary cards, and you will never have cause to follow up on it. They're just acquaintances, friends. Gentlemen, ladies, as you listen to me this evening, that's not your friend. It's an acquaintance. When you meet the person again, and you build on that relationship, then friendship starts. So, a one-off meeting does not make somebody your friend. What are the things that friendship is built on? That's what I'm going to talk with you tonight. When I haven't met an acquaintance, there are some things you begin to look for in an acquaintance that can make your acquaintance to become your friend. And there are 5 levels of friendship. We've just talked about acquaintance now. We're not talking about friendship. There are things you look for in somebody that the person becomes your friend. Everything is not there. No matter how much he likes you or you like the person. And remember what I mean by when I mean friends, I'm not talking about lovers. I'm not talking about boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm talking about friends. I'm saying friends. Now, what do you look for in people that makes you want to meet them again? 2 quick words. The first one is competence. When you meet somebody for the first time and the person tells you he's a doctor, he's a pastor, he's a lawyer, or he's an architect, or simply put, he's just a bricklayer or a driver, whatever, that sticks in your mind. Remember, I told you he's a lawyer. I thought that sticks in your mind. After a while, you begin to find out whenever you meet this person, without knowing it, you'll be looking for what is called competency checks. This is really what it clearly is. And that's why many people make the big mistakes. They tell people they are who they are not. And before you know it, people begin to expect you to behave like what you claim to be or who you claim to be. And when you fail, trust is broken. Because if you are not competent in what you said or who you said you are, the only way they mark competency is for you to prove to be who you said you are. Nobody asked you to give yourself a big title. But when you call yourself a doctor, people expect doctors to be compassionate, to have a clinic they work in, only to find out that you're only a PhD holder, you're just a doctor of philosophy, you're a lecturer. Then come out straight and say, I'm just a lecturer. There's nothing wrong in being a driver. But don't say you're a transportation technology expert. By so doing, expectations go through the roof. Through the roof. If you're a front desk officer, just say you're a front desk, you work as a customer service officer. Don't use big words, that you are a communication interpersonal developer and things like that. People will begin to, what did they say is? IT, communication developer, interpersonal. People begin to wonder who you are. Make it simple, make it straight, make it easy. In fact, let people expect less than who you are. So by the time they get to know you, they find out you are bigger than what you said you were before. Why is that? Get that? So people look for competence. Why you don't have friends is that you claim to be something. And this can include even things like honesty. You claim to live at Apapa. With time they find your ways taking vehicles going towards Yanekbide. You claim to live in the US, and eventually they find out you don't even have an American visa. You see, what you say you are is what people are going to continue to hold you responsible for all your life. That is why sometimes some people just give up. They say this person is not sincere, it's not genuine, it's not this. So, first thing is competence test. Are you what you say you are? Do you pretend to be something when you are not? It's only a matter of time. Nemesis will catch up with you. What did I say? He who has friends, or he who wants to have friends, must himself be friendly. Competence is a very key word here. If you're going to have friends, you must always do what you say. Keep to your promises. Tell somebody I will see you tomorrow at 10, but they are 10. If you tell somebody you walk in a bank, don't turn tomorrow and say the bank you're talking about is not the real bank, it's emotional bank, it's spiritual bank. People are now wondering, who really is this guy? You say you're a teacher or you're a lecturer in university, don't turn out to become a primary school teacher tomorrow. People will just lose interest in you. It's called competence. Are you competent in what you said to do? I'll give you a short story before I go. I had a tiler, those guys that put tiles on the ground, and he came to work in a house I was trying to renovate. He said it was a good tiler. And he placed the tiles on the floor, and I came back, and the line was not straight. The line was zigzag, was bent. And I called him. And I said, this is not straight. Don't laugh. He told me it depends from what angle you are looking at it. He took me to the left of the line and said, look at it, it looks straight from here. It's where you were standing. And then he went to the left side. I said, come on and say, the line is looking straight from here. I said, look, put a ruler on it, it's not straight. I was disappointed. He went on. The next day, he was shouting my name that come out. I said, what is it? He said, look, he told me the line is straight. I said, what do you want to say? He said, come out of the building. And I went out of the building with him. Guess what he did? He said, the building is not straight. So how can the line be straight? That's like passing out. He said, if I look at the building is bent. That's why when you enter into the building, the line is not straight. Can you beat that for competency? I felt like busting into laughter. I never had cause to use him again. Are you where you really are? Can people find out more about you? At the party, at the life of the party, you're so nice. That's why some people, when people say, well, this person is so intelligent, their wives go around saying, yeah, I will dash you. Marry him for a week, you return him. Why? Outside in town, it looks so wonderful. Everybody's talking about him. But at home, wife is fed up. And she says, I am giving to you 2 for a couple. And I'm sure you return it back after 1 week. Because the mask will follow the masquerade. And you see that this person is not worth the time. Are you who you claim to be? If you want to be a friend, be yourself. People will begin to investigate you further. They will not find out that you are fake because it kills friendship. Tomorrow, I'll be looking at the other leg on which friendship stands. Today I spoke of competence. I will not let the cat out of the bag. Tomorrow, we'll look at the other leg. Thank you very much. Till I meet you again, stay blessed and be a good friend.